Well, hello there, people in the internet, and hello again. I am TheMBmulti. Welcome to part 13 of my Let's Play Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Sorry, just got to get my chair in position. Well, not the chair, the wheels, because it's a bit too difficult to explain. Anyway, in the previous episodes, we did the second side story, Understanding, and today we're doing the third one, Respect, which is when Natsuki joins in. So, yeah, without further ado, let's just get going. It's been several weeks since the club has started. Why is there no music? Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to skip that, hang on. Yeah, music is on. Oh, yeah, there is an update where you can now change the size of the dialogue box, interestingly enough. Okay, anyway, through their initial setbacks, the three club members so far, Monika, Sayori and Yuri, have increased their collective bond within the club. Sayori has partaken in some of Yuri's high fantasy literature, and all three of them, led by Sayori, have taken an interest in poetry. On a day like any other, the three find themselves suddenly interrupted by the clubroom door opening. In walks a girl none of them have seen before. Okay, yeah, well, this is a Natsuki song if I've ever heard one. Hi. So Yuri tucks excitedly in Monika's sleeve. Yuri shifts in her seat and buries her eyes in her book. Are you here for the literature club? Yeah. Yay, that's great. Thanks for stopping by. It's kind of a small club still, so it's really exciting to see new faces. Yeah. Come and sit down somewhere. You can sit next to my desk. So Yuri prances over to her desk and presses her palms onto it. Oh, and Yuri can make you some tea. Yuri looks up at Sayori and protests for having drawn attention to her. Natsuki silently glances between everyone, then sits down next to Sayori. Monika follows by sitting nearby. The sudden gathering prompts Yuri to stand up, deciding that standing in the corner and making tea doesn't sound so bad after all. Okay, then how about we all introduce ourselves? Okay. Well, I'm Monika. I'm the one who started the club. I was originally in the debate club, but I really wanted to do something I felt more passionate about, if that makes sense. So I started the literature club as a way for people to express themselves through writing, or reading, or whatever kind of literature. You know, I figured it was your club. You have that vibe. I have what vibe? Oh, you know, like... Never mind. I'm not gonna judge people I just met like that. Very adult-like of you. I always judge people so hard. Oh no you don't, Sayori. Yes she does. Yuri's deadpan voice carries across the room. Natsuki giggles. I'm Sayori. I just like learning about everyone and making friends. Oh, and I also like poetry. Oh yeah? Very adult-like of you. I'm an adult. The sound of Yuri's electric kettle steaming up fills up the room. Oh, that's Yuri. Oh, that's Yuri. Sayori lowers her voice. She's kind of shy, but she's really nice and super smart. She likes big fantasy books and tea, and I love her. Well, I guess that just leaves me then. I'm Natsuki. I like listening to music and hanging out downtown and stuff. And my favorite ice cream flavor is strawberry. Oh, let's get ice cream. My favorite flavor is probably cookie dough? Or maybe chocolate? It's cookie dough. And Monika's is probably vanilla. What the heck? I take way too many online quizzes. The ice cream ones are always accurate. What's Yuri's favorite? Blackberries, I guess. Or like forest berries in general. Probably green tea. I'm just joking. I have no idea for Yuri. Now I feel like Yuri likes blackberries or just like forest berries in general, like blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, stuff like that. which is also my favorite. There's an ice cream parlor near where I live, which won an award for best ice cream in the country at some time ago. And they have one ice cream flavor which is like yogurt and blackberries or something, and it is absolutely divine. So I always pick that and strawberry. And yeah, I always pick like at least the yogurt blackberry one. So yeah, and you know, because Yuri and I are very much like, I'm pretty sure that she'll like that as well. So I'm just guessing that Yuri likes blackberries and stuff. Still, it's pretty chill here. Do you guys like hang out, or do you actually do club stuff? Oh well, we do club stuff too. It just hasn't been very structured yet, since we only have like 3 members. So we kind of just loosely spend our time doing stuff that we like. But I keep thinking it's about time we start with like some more structured club activities. It's been a while by now since I started the club, so yeah. Well, with that being said, what kind of literature are you into, Natsuki? Anything you'd like the club to get into? Well, I guess I'm... literature. Well, I like manga. Manga? Hey, why did you say it like that? I want to read manga in the club. Wait, hold on a second. That sounds so great. Like, after all, I've been doing all this, Yuri returns to the desk with the tray of teacups, which she sets down on an empty desk. After all the deep, immersive reading I've been doing, I wouldn't mind doing something a little more simple. Manga isn't simple. If you think that, you just don't understand the nuance. Ah, I didn't mean simple like that. Well, anyway, putting manga aside, is there any other kind of literature you're interested in? Well, not really. Wow, Monika. In that case, have you considered the anime club? Are you serious? I'm not gonna join the anime club. It's full of weird guys. Come on, is it that big of a deal? Manga is literature, right? Well, it's kind of the same, you know, like when you say comic books are literature. Comic books are literature because, you know, it's kind of similar. The Natsukis in the comment section will probably correct me, but, you know, visually, at least, it looks the same. So, yeah. And, yeah, like comic books are also... I mean, any kind of written form is technically literature, right? Doesn't matter that there are a lot of, like, pictures to go along with it. I mean, I guess if you consider the literal definition of literature, then technically, I get it. Look, I'll do whatever club activities you want. Can I please just join? I won't bother anyone. If I can just, like, keep my manga here and hang out after school, I'll do literally whatever you want me to do. That's fine, right? Yeah, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. Oh my god, thank you! You are the best! I have most of it crammed into my locker, so I'm gonna start getting it, okay? Everyone is immediately grabbing something. So Yuri forgot something and grabbed it when she joined for the first time. Yuri grabbed her fantasy novels immediately when she joined for the first time, and Natsuki immediately grabs her manga when she joins for the first time. Natsuki stands up. Need some help? No, I got it. I don't want you to see my locker. What? Don't want you to see my locker, yeah. If you say so, but there's no way it's worse than mine. I hope we never find out then. Natsuki exits the club room, leaving everyone in silence, save for the sound of Yuri sipping her tea. The judgmental sipping noises. I don't like that girl. Ugh, I'm such a pushover. Hey, it's not that bad. Natsuki seems like a lot of fun. Maybe, but I mean, she has like no actual interest in literature, you know? And that's normally fine, but she said she would participate in club activities like it's some kind of obligation. Her tea is going to get cold. That's the only thing Yuri worries about. Yeah, so I didn't make this tea for nothing. Wait, that's not related. Well, I think everyone deserves a chance, especially if we can bring her happiness. Besides, maybe she'll take a liking to literature. Are you sure you don't just want to read her manga, Sayori? Hey, who do you think I am? Sorry, I didn't mean that. I just feel really uneasy about this. Do you have any opinion, Yuri? Not particularly. She said she wasn't going to bother anyone. That includes me, so... Does that mean I bother you? No, you're a pleasure to be around. I was just fishing for a compliment. I know. But still, I really think we should give her a chance. Yeah, alright. But I really am gonna start enforcing club activities. I'm willing to cooperate. Suddenly the three of them hear a thump against the door. What was that? Sayuri stands up and walks over to the door, then opens it. Ah, thank you. Carrying 3 boxes of what is presumably manga, Natsuki grunts and wobbles inside before slowly bending over and dropping the stack onto the floor as gently as she can. That's quite a collection. Sayuri giggles in excitement. While catching her breath, Natsuki replies. There's still 1 more box. I can put them away myself. I know how to organize them. Monika anxiously glances between Sayuri and Yuri. Is this really okay for the club? Maybe it's what she needs to really kick the club into gear before everyone gets too complacent. It seems like things are finally going to start getting more serious. At the next club meeting, Monika is the first to arrive, but ever since Natsuki joined, she feels a lot less relaxed. Why am I so nervous? Monika paces, trying to figure out her feelings. Natsuki's... Also, by the way, why the hell did Natsuki say she had no interest in any other literature? Because she writes poems, that's also literature. I mean, she said it when Sayuri brought it up. She was like, hey, oh, that's adult-like of you. Because, of course, Natsuki also writes poems, because that's how we figure it out in the main game. Natsuki said she wasn't going to bother anyone, so why does it feel like the atmosphere has changed so much? Well, Monika thinks the club door opens, revealing Natsuki carrying a box. Triple dots, triple dots! Monika forces a smile as Natsuki makes her way to the closet. Natsuki forces one in return. Need help? No, I got it. Monika awkwardly tries to start some kind of conversation, but fails. Curious, she peeks into the closet, where Natsuki is stashing all of her manga. Once dull with school supplies, the shelves are now vibrant in bright colors and cute-looking artwork. You know, the top shelf is pretty empty, maybe you could keep it up there. I can't reach up there, that would be so inconvenient. Yeah, but... Monika sighs. The teachers are going to ask what all this manga is doing here, and I have to tell them it's for the literature club. So? Monika backs off and slumps into a desk. With this kind of tension, it feels like the relaxed atmosphere accumulated over the past few weeks is being sucked right out of the room. Good afternoon! Sayuri spins into the club room. Oh, I see someone's in a good mood. Oh, by the way, that bullshit that Monika told me in the main game also does not appear to be true, because she said Sayuri's only acting this way when I'm around. Well, that's not very true, because I'm not around and Sayuri is acting this way. So, I mean, of course, that was Monika just messing around when she was still very much yandere-like, but whatever. Yeah, because I have this! Sayuri brandishes a cookie wrapped in plastic. I found some money and got a cookie! Ooh, that's so pretty! Oh, she looks at the closet, okay. Ooh, that's so pretty! As Sayuri trots over to the closet, the colorful shelves catch her eye. Which one do I start with? Oh, you can start by giving me a bite of that cookie. No way! I saved up all my luck to find that money. If you want entry into my kingdom, you need to pay that tax, peasants. Boo! Defeated, Sayuri unwraps her cookie and breaks off a piece for Natsuki. Then Yuri silently walks into the club room. Monika glances at her with pleading eyes. Yuri returns a quick nod of understanding. Well, everyone's here now. Despite the club only having one more person than before, it somehow feels twice as lively. Okay, so I think today we should go over some potential club activities and see which ones we want to do first. We have 4 members now, so it would be great if we found some stuff to do as a group. Does that sound good to everyone? I agree. Okay, we don't need to wait on Sayuri or Natsuki's opinions. So I have some ideas of my own, but I want to hear your ideas too. Well, I've been having a lot of fun learning about everyone else's interests. Maybe we can give each person a day to share their favorite kind of literature with everyone else? Well, maybe. Something tells me that Monika glances at Yuri and Natsuki, who both appear very unwilling to even consider each other's interests. Maybe we can try to come up with something that everyone can enjoy equally. You know, like we all vote on a book to read or something like that. I think we should all collectively try to expand our interests, rather than just stick to the things we're familiar with. Why does it feel like I'm being targeted here? Natsuki, didn't you say that you would go along with whatever the club wanted to do? Well, yeah, but it doesn't make it okay for you to ignore everyone else's preferences. I like Sayori's suggestion. Yeah, me too. Yeah, but... Monika's voice trails off. Although she let Natsuki join the club, Monika finds it incredibly difficult to relent to her demands. If Natsuki doesn't respect the club, why should Monika have to yield to Natsuki's opinion on anything? Natsuki, are you sure you don't have any other literature interests you could share with the club? Sure, I don't mind if you keep the manga here, but Natsuki cuts Monika off by suddenly standing up. Well, it's obvious that I'm not wanted here, so I'm just going to leave. But I really would have appreciated you being more upfront about it. Okay, I think you're jumping onto conclusions here, but you're free to do whatever you want. Natsuki shoots Monika a quick glare before walking straight out of the room. Triple dot. Oh no! So Yuri runs after her, leaving just Monika and Yuri. For a second time today, Monika slumps down into a desk. Why am I such a jerk? No, she's a jerk. She's just making me feel this way. Monika looks up at Yuri, seeking affirmation. Yuri looks away. She probably just went around looking for the smallest clubs looking for the smallest club she could find so that she doesn't have to participate. How does she expect me to give her respect when she has no respect for the club? Am I wrong, Yuri? I'm not good at these things. Monika sighs. Me neither. I just have no idea what to do. I don't want to hurt anyone, but I feel like it's not wrong. To enforce the club vision. What? But I feel like it's not wrong to Oh yeah, okay, I get it. You know, like, people should join because they want to express their passion for literature or at least develop it. So maybe she's not a good fit for the club after all. Monika sits in silence, afraid to accept her tentative conclusion. Yuri looks tense, but she doesn't seem to want to add anything. You can go back to reading. I know this doesn't concern you. It does. It does? How? Well, I just can't comfortably read in an atmosphere where the peace has been disturbed. Oh. Well, great. I'm just ruining the whole club then. That's not an accurate conclusion to make. I know. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of voicing my frustration. And I guess guilt. It's like my frustration wants to blame her, but my guilt wants to blame me. Ugh, why is it the hardest to be rational during times when you need it most? I don't think you're being irrational. I think Natsuki is. She has no authority to walk in here and make demands of the club. Your club. Something as ridiculous as manga has no place here. The fact that you're even storing it for her should make her completely indebted to you. Well, you're right, but... Oh, it's just like there's gonna be two fronts, like Natsuki and Sayori on one side and Yuri and Monika on the other, and then there's gonna be like a compromise, which is by respect, by respecting each other. I don't know, isn't it kind of harsh to say things like it's ridiculous and it has no place here? Do you not feel the same way? You've been doing everything you can to avoid associating the club with it, so I assumed you felt the same way about it. That's not true. Well, recalling your confrontations with Natsuki, a realization starts to set in. You may be right. I mean, if it was anything besides manga, would I really be acting like this? Maybe I've just been convincing myself it has nothing to do with the manga. I'm really upset that I would let myself do that. With a sigh, Monika walks over to the closet. She finds herself staring at the colorful shelves. It's just... This really wasn't what I had in mind for a club about literature. There shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Oh, what? Yeah, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Monika starts defending her position once again. It's a complicated issue that Monika has failed to consider before now. Where is the line even drawn at what's considered literature? Lost in thought, she reaches into one of the larger box sets and pulls out a volume, inspecting it for no particular reason. The cover features 4 girls striking cute, exaggerated poses, all dressed in short skirts. Yeah, I mean, amused by the absurdity of the cover, Monika opens the book. Okay. And then we have a pink background with Natsuki on it. And that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then we have new songs. Strawberry Peppermint. Yeah. Yeah. And Lavender Mist is for Yuri, which is calm and peaceful. But this is still my favorite of the new soundtracks. See, I know how it goes now. I've been listening to this song non-stop nowadays. Well, that's not really true, but I've been listening to it quite often. It's more accurate. But yeah, this is a Sayori song, and this is a Natsuki song, and this is a Yuri song. But yeah, I like this one the most. Closely followed by this one. This one's like meh. And the sad songs I'm not really too interested in, to be honest. Because they're sad, and they make me think of the sad scenes. Oh no, I do need to tell you to stop because we need to move to the next one. Alright, let's see how this develops. This sucks. Why is Monika such a jerk? She should be grateful that they even joined your stupid club. It's not like she can find any members. Monika's usually really nice. She cares so much about everyone in the club being happy. Yeah, right. Well, she usually does. Maybe when she's not busy being so judgmental. So what if I'm into manga? Why can't just one person accept that instead of being so condescending about it? I accept it. I think it's cute. Oh, come on. That's condescending too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just want to support you. Natsuki sighs. I know. Thanks. It just really sucks. Do you want me to talk to Monika? I don't know. It's not like it's gonna change her opinion of me. Like, even if you were to convince her to back off, that wouldn't suddenly make me feel like I'm actually welcome in the club. I should just find another club. Wait, you don't have to do that. We can figure this out, please. I mean, I'm the vice president, or at least I think I am. Yeah. And I don't want you to leave. Everyone deserves to feel welcome and to be happy, so I want to make that happen for you. I was wondering, what was the reason you decided to join the literature club? Well, Natsuki hesitates. It's kind of dumb. Oh, don't say that. There's no such thing as a dumb reason when everyone is welcome. I wasn't welcome. You were to me, so... Just don't tell anyone, okay? Especially Monika. I promise. Natsuki sighs. I'm just tired of everyone judging me all the time. I can't enjoy the stuff I'm into without people making snotty comments about it. Not that I care about what anyone else thinks, but you know, the the signs for the Literature Club said that you can be yourself or whatever, so I decided it was at least worth a shot. But that was a lie, apparently. Natsuki dejectedly kicks the toe of her shoe against the wall. Oh, and I like writing too. Really? How come you didn't say that to Monika? Because she was being so judgmental that I didn't just want to tell her something she wanted to hear. She didn't deserve that kind of satisfaction. Wow. And if she knew I was into writing, then she would just be like everyone else and tried to push me away from the manga in favor of the more mature thing. The two of them remain silent for a while. Sayori understands that it's out of the question for Natsuki to return to the club room for today at least. But Natsuki has a reason for wanting to join the club, just like everyone else. It's part of the club vision for her to be welcome. You deserve to express yourself as much as everyone else does. That's supposed to be what the club is for. So, I'm going to do everything I can to fix this. I promise. Yeah, again, it's really fucking... well, not sad. It's a bit like... well, it is sad in a way. Just, you know, like how Sayori thinks so badly of herself while she actually goes to greatest lengths to help anyone. You know, like... it's like a saying where, you know, like, only when you hit bad times you know who your real friends are, you know? Those are the people that stick by you and they don't just, like, bail out the very second it becomes a little bit more difficult, you know? And this kind of feels like that, you know? Like, Sayori goes the greatest lengths to make everyone feel comfortable. Again, it is partially because she is depressed and that's how her mind sees it, but... it is not only because her depression. It's also because she is just like as a person, she's a good person, you know. But it's just like it's amplified by the way her brain toxically sees herself, you know, like the dark figure surrounding her brain telling her that she is worthless and that everyone would be better off without her, and then, you know, that results in her already existing kind personality to help everyone else to be extra amplified and helping everyone more and more so that nobody worries about her. So, you know, it is of course amplified because of her depression, but just by like Sayori's baseline is already that she is a good person, you know. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, like how she sees that how she says that she's worthless, even though she is like the strongest glue holding everybody together at this point. Is pretty sad if you think about it, you know? It is partly the reason what made me cry in the Blue Skies episodes, and also with Yuri. Especially with Yuri, because that's the first time that I vividly remember even, which was the part where during the Yuri ride in Blue Skies, she made that lunch for me on the roof after there was an argument, and then she didn't ask, like, there was an argument and then we eventually decided, all right, let's talk about it. That's what we concluded. And then out of nowhere she just made lunch for me, which was incredibly kind and sweet of her to do, because we never said that she just did that out of her own volition. And then still her mind made her think that she was worthless, that I didn't deserve a bad friend like her, that she didn't deserve a friend like me, and all the rest of it, while doing super kind things. And same way with Sayori, even more so with Sayori. So yeah, that is really tough to see, especially like when you're, well, not in this case I'm like the narrator or the story. I'm like literally standing by the side as the person that watches the story, but like in the Blue Skies and stuff where I'm actually the character in there and watching it happen, it is really tough to see how they, you know, like they were fantastic people, Sayori and Yuri, but they think that they are horrible persons. They think their mind makes them think that they are horrible while they definitely are not, and they keep doing very nice things that would contradict what their mind is telling them to, but it's such a strong message that they don't see it that way, and that is super difficult to see, because you just want them to see that they're actually beautiful, that they're really good, friendly people, and that you appreciate what they're doing and stuff. So I just had to think of that by, you know, it's like once again Sayori coming to the rescue or without anyone asking her to do that and stuff. It's lunchtime the next day. The cafeteria and hallways are bustling with students rushing to meet their friends and make the most out of their limited break time. Where could she be? Among them is Monika, who always eats lunch in the classroom, but she has some additional business today. Fearing that Suki would avoid coming to the club, Monika decided to try and find her during lunch so that she could make amends. After searching for an extended time, Monika finally spots her. Despite her short stature, Natsuki's bright hair helps her stand out from the crowd. Oh gosh. Suddenly feeling awkward, Monika is afraid to get closer. Natsuki is with some friends whom Monika doesn't recognize, and they're all energetically chatting together. It would be really tactless to just interrupt them. Hi, friends one. Oh yeah, did you end up joining the literature club or what? Huh? Of course I joined. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, I told you she would join. Come on. You know she only joined because you wouldn't stop giving a crap about the anime club. I told you, I never even wanted to join that stupid club. Oh, sure. Well, you have to give her some credit for at least making an effort to finally grow past that trash. Why didn't you go all the, like, if you made efforts to make these like silhouettes, why didn't you go all the way to draw them out? Or is this like a modified Yuri and this is a modified Sayori sprite or whatever? She's ridiculously small even compared to them, by the way, which is kind of funny. Haha, true. Well, congrats on finally graduating middle school, Natsuki. We're proud of you. These are not friends. These are not, all they're not good friends at least. Shut up, just let me do my thing. I'm just joking. You know we love you. Yeah, once the literature club makes you a famous writer, we'll be the first ones to buy your book. What, you gonna buy her smutty fanfiction? Well, obviously. I want a signed copy. That was like years ago. You don't think I've grown out of it by now? I told you, I was joking. Besides, it's a good reminder of how far you've come since then. Not to mention you couldn't have done it without us. It gives us pause to joke about it. Yeah, sure. They grow up so fast it brings a tear to my eye. Natsuki suddenly glances in Monika's direction, prompting Monika to quickly turn away and distance herself. What the heck? That was horrible. I should have said something to defend her. Why do I have to be so conflict avoidant? Not that I deserve to say anything, I'm hardly better than them after the way I treated her. I'm so awful. I'm not doing anything right. But yeah, those aren't friends. Well, they're not very good friends at least. And also it's very interesting that we see the very first part of them outside the club in the main game. Because of course in Blue Skies that was all made up by... it was a fan mod, so it was all made up by not the developer and stuff, you know. So we for the first time see that Natsuki at least has two friends that she's at least known for a long time. I mean, of course, yeah, you know, we know that Sayori is friends with MC, or like me in this case, but you know, the main character in the game. That MC and Sayori are childhood friends, and then we now know that Natsuki has at least two, also like at least like childhood friends, kind of. We know that Monika is popular, but we don't really know any of her like friends either, like outside of the club. And we already know that Yuri doesn't really have any friends, and is basically on her own. So really, you know, it's pretty interesting. We're slowly starting to fill in more and more because of these side stories. We get some additional information about that. After school ends, Monika distractedly makes her way to the club room. She finds Yuri already inside, eyes on the book as usual. Monika picks a desk and slumps into it, something she seems to be doing rather often lately. Yuri, I don't think I can be club president. I suck at handling anything that doesn't go, like, exactly my way. Yuri looks up from her book. I'm sorry, I have to picture that in my head where Yuri's just absentmindedly reading the book, like minding her own business, and then Monika just sits down and, you know, Yuri acknowledges her, but she's very, like, introverted, of course. So she's like, even though Monika's kind of her friend and stuff, you know, even though that is the case, she still doesn't really feel comfortable just like hey, that's like not in Yuri's nature. So she just like acknowledges that she's there, like okay, you know, reads her book, and then Monika suddenly starts talking to Yuri, and then she completely ripped out of her concentration, like, huh? I just have to, like, you know, like, again, Yuri and I share a lot of similar traits in that regard, so I just can easily picture how that looks. So it is pretty funny, and I could totally see myself in that situation too. Just me minding my own business, and somebody just starts talking to me and just like, like, you know, like pulled out of the concentration mode. Like, whoa, okay, hang on, I'm back here. I'm back in this reality. Where are we? Well, what are you talking about? What's going on? It's like the literature club is a place where you get to express yourself, unless it's in a way that I don't like. So I'm so mad at myself. And I'm especially mad that I didn't have the self-reflection skills to realize what I was doing. So much for maturity. Sorry, I really shouldn't be complaining out loud like this. There's just like a lot on my mind. No. I enjoy listening. I do. Again, Yuri and I share. I'm completely fine when there's like a heated discussion or like a serious discussion. I'm perfectly fine just sitting there and listening. I really don't when I don't have anything to bring into the conversation, I say anything, and I'm perfectly content to just sit there and listen. And I really like listening against like complaining, or, you know, when somebody pouring their heart out, or like I had such a fucking awful day at work today, you know, like, and then just sitting there and listening and not really giving any input, just letting the person rant or whatever, or like, as I said, like a serious discussion, and I don't have anything to input either, just love to sit there and just listen. Anytime when I get into new stories or things with Yuri, and every time when that happens, I'm just like, yeah, Yuri's right, the Yuri art was a good choice for me. Yuri is definitely the person for me if the literature club, if this all existed in real life. So Yuri would be my best friend in the whole universe, and Yuri would be the romantic interest for sure. Really? Why? Yuri shrugs. It just makes me feel nice. Same. Oh, well, okay. I guess I'll just continue then. Yuri nods. Yeah, Natsuki has kind of a blunt attitude, you know? It made me feel like she wasn't taking the club seriously. I couldn't even figure out why she wanted to join. I saw her friends talking to her in the hallway during lunch, and they were just so mean to her, telling her to grow up and stuff like that. That the literature club would help her grow out of her manga. It just made me so mad. Like, just let her enjoy it. It makes her happy. Why are you trying to take that away from her? And when I had that thought, it was when I came to the realization that I was kind of doing the same thing, just in a roundabout way. I should have just made her feel good about being passionate about something, but I just dismissed it. No, I was actually trying to avoid acknowledging it at all. I even did that with you, Yuri, when you first joined the club. You did? Yeah, I remember. Fantasy isn't really my thing, so I was kind of trying to dismiss it, but then Sayuri jumped in and took over the conversation. I should have reflected on that, but I didn't, because I just let Sayuri handle it instead. And now I'm repeating the same mistake, except I really hurt someone this time. Monika shakes her head. I'm so tired of being afraid of things I'm not comfortable with. It's so stupid. Like, I can just picture how much joy it would bring Natsuki if I let her share her passion a little. I'm so angry that her friends were treating her like that. I'm going to get them back for it. Get them back? Yeah, I'll get them back by making sure that this is the literature club that Natsuki wants, not the one that they want. Suddenly, Sayuri bursts through the door, making Monika and Yuri jump. With a rare stern face, she marches over to Monika's desk and sits down next to her. I'm having an intervention. I can do that because I'm vice president. Is this about Natsuki? Yes. Yeah, I know. I messed up. I'm super sorry. I was just talking to Yuri about it. Really? I love how she like. That also must be difficult for Sayuri to be angry and assertive. So she's like, okay, I'm having an intervention. Makes me think of that. What's it called? Like from that kind of like running gag from How I Met Your Mother. How, like, you know, like when there's something going on, then the person walks in that apartment and then there's like a banner with intervention. Everybody's standing there with this very stern face, and the guy comes in like, oh crap, I already know what's going to happen now. Kind of makes it kind of reminds you of that. Like, this is an intervention. I was so dismissive of her passion that she felt threatened and probably just unwelcome. Literally the opposite of what the literature club is supposed to be. I really need to make it up to her. Oh? Yay, I did it! Thanks for the intervention, Sayori. I'm glad we're on the same page. Friendship wins again. So how do you want to make it up to her? I have a plan. Sayori, do you know if Natsuki is coming to the club meeting today? I don't think she is. I see. Monika was afraid of that, not because of her plan, but because she's facing the consequences of the damage that she's inadvertently caused. But the only way to do the right thing is to face it head on. So, it's so easy to just duck away from conflict and wait for it to blow over. But that's not enough. To truly respect someone's feelings after you've heard them is to face them and admit your wrongdoing. Not the wrongdoing of mismanaging the club, but the wrongdoing of disrespecting Natsuki's feelings. Okay, do you think you can get her to come to the meeting tomorrow? I can do that. Okay, awesome. Yuri, you don't have to worry about anything, but thank you for being my friend. You're a good listener. Fidgeting with the hair, Yuri turns away to hide a smile. Well, I guess for today it's going to be a pretty quiet club meeting. I'm going to step out for a bit. Is that okay? Yeah, I'm just gonna read with Yuri. Hey, this is one of Natsuki's books. How come it's out here? So Yuri picks up a manga that was resting on an adjacent desk. Natsuki probably just left it out by accident. But I thought she hadn't been coming to the club. Actually, Monika's been... Okay, Yuri, I'm sure it was just someone who was using the club room then, okay? Triple dots. Monika smiles at them both. Then, with a wave, she exits the club room. I really shouldn't have left that out. If Sayori catches on, she'll definitely tell Natsuki, and that would get really awkward. Now, I wonder if there's a keyboard I could borrow from the music room. Are you gonna practice piano, Monika? It's a little bit early for that. The time for the next club meeting has already arrived. Monika and Yuri are the first to arrive. I'm so worried. Do you think Sayori is going to be able to bring Natsuki? Yes. How do you know? Well, she's Sayori. I know, you're right. Time slowly passes. Monika sits, then stands up to pace around, then sits again. Yuri's eyes don't move from her book. Then the door finally opens. Sayori marches inside. Behind her, Natsuki shuffles inside, nervously looking around the room. We're here! Welcome back! Monika, the club president, stands up and greets them with a smile. Sayori picks a desk and takes a seat. Natsuki sits closely next to her. Looking back and forth between the club members, Monika is struck with a nostalgic feeling. She would stand at the front of the club room just like this, struggling to picture just who may eventually be sitting before her. But imagination was never enough to predict just how unique and diverse each member would be. Each with their own struggles, her own reason for seeking the vision that Monika had admittedly so vaguely advertised. Seeking trust, understanding, respect. Love the drawn parallels between the stories so far. What new lessons will the future hold for the literature club? Oh, well, I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I think it ends with self-love. Realizing she's getting ahead of herself, Monika takes a deep breath and returns to the present. Okay, everyone, the literature club is starting. We have an activity planned for today. Monika turns around to face the chalkboard. The chalkboard on this side, I guess. On it, she writes manga in big letters. Today, we're going to learn from an expert about the unique form of literature, manga. Oh, come on! Isn't this kind of forced? You know, you don't actually want to do this, so just... Monika shakes her head. Natsuki, this is the hardest part. After making it this far, it would be so easy to just smile and move on. But that's not enough. Not this time. I'm sorry. It was wrong of me to not take you seriously when you were kind enough to show interest in my club. I thought about it, and I realized how biased I was against manga. It caused me to disrespect you, and I'm sorry. But I think you deserve to be able to share your passion with us. So, can I make it up to you? Well, thanks, but I know you're only doing this because Sayori told you to. Wait, that's not true. Monika planned this all by herself. I didn't even get a chance to talk to her. I was witness to that as well. This is the literature club. The literature club is a place where everyone gets to be themselves. We all have our own interests and our differences. It's my vision to let us freely express that, and it's my goal to respect everyone for them. So I just want to learn about the things that make you happy. That sounds more like a Sayori line, though, Monika. I think that you deserve to share that joy, as much as everyone else does. Is that okay? Natsuki looks away and hesitates. But it's really dumb, the stuff I'm into. Monika smiles. She kneels in front of Natsuki's desk, looking her straight in the eye. If you like it, then it's not dumb. Oh, except for me. Sayori, you're not dumb either. What the heck? You guys are so weird. Fine, I'll show you some of my manga. Only because you admitted that it's literature after all. Natsuki stands up. Oh yeah, I didn't say this before, but I'm actually into writing too. I'm kind of a pro, but I didn't want you to like me just for that. Wow, really? I really did have you all wrong, Natsuki. Yeah, whatever. Today's not about that anyway, right? It's about manga, so I hope you're ready. A week has passed since Natsuki returned to the literature club. Since then, the club activities have been in full swing. Each member had received a day in the spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. As another meeting draws to a close, Monika approaches Natsuki on the way out. Natsuki, are you in a hurry home or anything? Me? Not particularly. Why? Oh, there was just something that I wanted to show you if you had a few minutes. Sure, what is it? It's not in here. Can you follow me to the music room? The music room? Why? Well, you'll see. Hey, new backgrounds! the official Doki Doki Literature Club music room. Well, the music room. The music club room or whatever. But, you know, like, officially from the game, like, you know, because I'm pretty sure, like, there's got to be... I mean, I believe in Blue Skies there was an art room, if I remember correctly, or maybe that was in a different route, I don't know. But I believe I went to an art room with Sayori or something at some point. But that was a mod, a fan-made mod, so that's not official. But this is an official extension of the school. Did I skip anything? Oh no, I didn't. You know, I was thinking back, when the club was just me and Sayori, we would talk about how we envisioned the club to turn out. We cared a lot about it being a place where everyone could express themselves. And she said something strange to me. She said that I was trying to make the club that I needed myself, more than anyone. But I think it wasn't until you joined that I fully understood that. because you really taught me a lot about myself, like things that I was probably always too stubborn to admit. Oh come on, you can't mean that, I didn't even do anything. I just like brought a bunch of manga, and then I got fussy when I didn't have my way. It was really stupid of me to make such a big deal out of it. No, I honestly needed it. If you didn't express that you were hurt, I would have never realized that I did something wrong. Besides, your feelings are valid. They deserve to be heard and respected. It's just really hard to feel that way sometimes. You know, like, I really shouldn't care about what other people think in the first place, but when you're just criticized by everyone around you for being a certain way, it can get really hard to just brush it off. And it makes me start to feel like I'm the problem. Like I'm not doing enough to please everyone else, and I'm being too entitled if I just want people to like me without me having to hide a bunch of stuff about myself. I don't think I am. I just wish that sometimes people would try to appreciate me for who I actually am. As Monika listens, she recalls vividly how Natsuki's friends were treating her, and how naturally they did so. How long has she been fighting against that, refusing to change for others? I could only wish I was as strong as you are, Natsuki. You are so honest with yourself. I'm like always trying to come off as perfect for other people. Anytime there's like a hint of contention, I just crumble. But thanks to you, I really started thinking about this stuff. You really inspired me to start working on it. But well, like I said, I didn't even do anything. You were just being yourself, and that's all you needed to do. Also, there's something else. Monika takes a breath. The thing is, I might have read a little bit of your manga. What? You? What the heck? Why didn't you tell me? I'm sorry, I think I just felt like kind of embarrassed to admit it, after I gave you such a hard time about it. I can't believe you, of all people, were reading manga behind my back. That's so funny. Yeah, well, I just flipped through one of them out of curiosity, but I ended up reading the whole bunch of it. But I mean, one of the characters was in a literature club. What are the chances, right? You were reading Parfait Girls? Wow, you have good taste. Just one volume. And I kind of just picked it out randomly. Well, you have good intuition then. You have to tell me all your favorite parts. Well, I think it was some kind of weird phase. Because the character isn't just in a literature club, she also plays piano. It's just weird because I've always wanted to learn piano. She was like the perfect person that I always wish I was, if I just did what I wanted, instead of always second guessing myself. Monika walks over to the piano and sits down. That's a nice picture. And that's not a keyboard, Monika, that's an actual piano. I always felt like I should only share the absolute best parts of myself, the parts that will impress people or make them like me more. But after you joined, I really realized how self-destructive that mentality is. We share things because we want to express ourselves. Sharing experiences allows us to share emotions. And I just felt like I wanted to show you this, because if it wasn't for you, I would never have started playing. Hey, I think the credit for that goes to Parfait Girls, not me. No, well maybe it's true that Parfait Girls put the thought into my head. But it was still you who inspired me to keep practicing every day. Every day? Because, you know, you just make me feel like I want to do something. I should do it. I mean, I still haven't been practicing for very long, and I'm really not good at it yet, like, at all. That is exactly what she says when just before she performs Your Reality, but okay. But I wrote a song for the club, and I worked really, really hard on it. It doesn't have any words or anything, but, well, yeah. the beginnings of your reality. You can hear a lot of the soundtrack in this already. When Yuri joins. Boo! Also, by the way, how the hell can you just play this all at one go and then say I'm not very good at all? Like, I'm pretty sure you have to be decently good in order to play all of that in one fucking setting. Why is Yuri on the left? That just means that my fucking behemoth of a face is plastered over hers. That's all. That was so good. It was? Yeah, are you kidding? You're like already a pro. Not even close. Does the song have a name? You said it was about the club, so... Yeah, let me guess. It's my song, your note. because everyone brings something unique to the club. It's something completely different how I first imagined it, I think. But I was like such a selfish perfectionist. It shouldn't be about me, it should be about everyone. And it's all of you who helped shape the club into what it is. I would never change that. Well, I think that's really thoughtful and kind of flattering. I kind of feel like I don't deserve this much validation. I wasn't exactly very patient either when I first joined the club. Makes me feel like I should probably apologize too. I think I was just really fed up with a lot of things, and I got frustrated after not getting my way in the club. So yeah, I really didn't mean to take it out on you. I was being really immature. If you get my stubborn butt to apologize, I guess you're doing something right. It's fine. I'm past it too. I think we're already even. But it's really sweet that you were thinking about it. It takes a lot of maturity to reflect on that kind of thing. Well, I wonder who I got it from. Oh, never mind. Well, anyway, we're even as long as you let me keep my manga in the club room. You did admit that it's a form of literature, so you totally can't take that back now. You got me. The closet is all yours. I'll tell you what, I'll bring in a little something for the club tomorrow. I want to do something nice in return. What kind of little something? Oh, you'll see. Is it cupcakes? But I don't think you'll be disappointed. The next club meeting ends up being a particularly tasty one. Yeah, it's cupcakes. Another meal? Has anyone evaluated the side effect that might be caused by sharing a memory pool between multiple virtual machines rather than allocating them separately? I'm looking into some of the files and VM1 the VM1 is generating, and I'm finding some information that definitely shouldn't be here. I haven't seen any evidence that this is actually affecting the inside of the VM itself, so I don't think it's a priority, but it's definitely worth noting. My best guess is that memory being freed from VM2 isn't getting zeroed out, which technically gives VM1 access to it. All the info I have will go into the issue tracker, but I want to check if anyone else has already noticed something along these lines. Yeah, I still don't really understand with these. There's probably some hidden messages when you like collect all of them or something, but it still makes me think that there's a cool sequel possibility of like a more more ethical layer of, you know, like Monika becomes self-aware and gets consciousness. And then, you know, like the game company wants her to delete her. And then, you know, you get the kind of like ethical discussion. When you give something sentience, can you really just take it away like that, you know? Even though they didn't technically give it to them, but it is still there. The game companies, you know, like in lore, it would still be the game company's fault that she gained sentience. But yeah, if she gets sentience, can you just take it away like that? Yes or no? And like, you know, you can make a pretty heavy choice on, you know, like Monika's just scared. She just wants to belong somewhere, and like, can you literally just kill her off by taking her sentience away, or like, you know, like, you can choose to help Monika or choose to help the game company to fix it, you know, like what you understand under fixing it. So yeah, that could also be My Song Your Note piano version is there. And then we have Finish Respect Part 2 with these updated little chibi characters. And then we also have this one, Respect Part 2 as well, with Monika, deep in thought. Alright, there are only 3 left. And yeah, there are these poems here. And oh yeah, we also have this from Respect with Natsuki leaning on the piano. And we have the music room. There's one more room to unlock. Then we have all the backgrounds. And then there are a couple more of these screens. It's interesting because there are 5 and there are only 3 stories left, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there are 3 stories left. So there are some stories with multiple screens, which is interesting. But yeah, there are 3 stories left, and there are also 3 of these pictures left, so that makes sense. And yeah, one of these will just do that. But yeah, there are 5 CGs left, and there are only 3 stories, so there's going to be 1 or 2 stories with multiple things. Yeah, this is one background, and then I believe this is when you either unlock all the poems or when you do all the side stories or something. And then we have everything. 87% of full completion. Alright, anyway. And the next episodes, we are moving on to balance. So, I will hopefully see you then. Anyway, no crying this time. That's also nice. Hope you enjoyed it. Click the like button if you did. Subscribe to join the Roman army, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later, Romans. Valete.